So, I have come to realize, with the help of my therapist, that self care is also emotional care. It's not just physical, it's not what you do on the outside. It's also includes emotional and mental work. And I was not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? I was not thinking emotionally because, first off, my emotions were never valid, heard, understood, accepted, whatever you want to say. So I never been open with my emotions, right? And then on top of that, I was always like, well, somebody else has bigger problems than me. And um, why should I complain or express or whatever when there's always somebody else with bigger problems, or my family this, I got to focus on that, all this extra stuff, right? And I come to realize that that's not a healthy way of living. Like, your emotions, whatever you feel, needs to be expressed, because holding it in is not healthy and it's not safe. And I'm learning that the hard way, because now I'm having health issues that I never had before. Um, and I'm feeling like a disconnect, right? So I'm talking to my therapist, and she was, I was talking about, other stuff that's been going on. And she was like, Gabby, how do you feel about that? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, how do you feel? I was like, I don't know. I don't, I don't know. She was like, we need to explore that and talk about how you feel. I'm like, listen here, doc. You and I both know I do not talk about my emotions. Talk about emotions makes me uncomfortable, gives me anxiety. I don't know how to do that. And she's like, okay, so we're going to work through this. We're going to do this together. And she's like, I want you to tell me the very first thing that pops in your head. And I was like, besides uncomfortableness? And I realized I just turned 30, right? And, I put so much out there, and I do everything for everybody else, and I try to focus on this, and I try to help with that, and I support this and I support that, and all, I'm putting it out there, being everybody's cheerleader. Once I turned 30, though, it hit me that there was no one there for me. Like, my boyfriend, he's there, my family's there, but that was it. You know what I'm saying? And it hit me that I am lonely. I am lonely. And I'm depressed. And I'm sad. And I'm angry. And I'm frustrated. Because it's like, where's all these people that I showed out for? Where's all these people that I was a cheerleader for? Where's all these people that I gave advice, that I helped, that I worked with, that I loved, that I gave friendship to, gave ears to? Like, where's all these people at? And it never occurred to me, right? And once it finally hit me, it was like boom, like a bomb went off. And the whole time, for weeks, I was trying to figure out, why do I feel like this, right? Why am I so sad every day? Why am I so depressed every day? And it's because I'm lonely. And it's also because I don't know who I am outside of my boyfriend and my family. Because, like, growing up, I was always surrounded by family. I was always surrounded by friends. Like, I was never by myself. Never. And even when I got older, I went from being around family and friends to being around friends, family, and my boyfriend. And then I became friends or family and boyfriend. And then it became more boyfriend than family. So I was always with somebody, right? And my boyfriend, he's, trying to, he does things with his family and everything. And I'm the type of person, I don't want to keep you away from your family. If you want to be with your family, be with your family. But then I realized that I was getting upset about it. And I didn't understand why was I getting upset. And it's because without him, I don't know who I am. Right? Like, when he's off with his family, when he's off with his cousins, it's just me. And it bothers me. Like, my self-care journey is not just trying to better myself physically, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, or whatever. Like, my self-care journey is really more about trying to discover who I am outside of my relationship. And the people that I had along this journey that was helping me, without even knowing that they were helping me, all disappeared. So it was like I have no guidance. And it's terrifying, but at least I know now where to start, right? Like, that's the point of self-care. Once you get hit with an idea, or once you realize something, that's what you need to focus on. Like, I realized my self-care journey is more of an emotional care journey and a mental self-care journey, right? And I don't know how I'm going to do it. My therapist was like, well, start off with something small, right? You never been by yourself. You always have somebody with you. Start off with something small. Go to the movies by yourself. And I looked at her like she was crazy. I was like, you want me to do what? And she's like, go to the movies by yourself. I was like, you mean the movies like in my apartment? Because I could do that. I could be in my apartment watching movies all day. She's like, no, get out there. Go to an actual movie theater and see a movie by yourself. Start off with that. I was like, you joking, right? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. But it's part of the process, right? Like, self-care journeys is just that, self-care. It's you by yourself. It's your journey. It's not a journey with your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's not a journey with your family, because no one knows you like you know you. You could be in the best relationship in the world. You can have someone who loves you, who's compassionate, who's smart, who's handsome, who's all this extra stuff, who's financially supportive, everything that you want, but they still won't love you like you love you. They still won't be able to get to the root of your problem unlike you can. And I had to go on this journey by myself. I have to. And it's terrifying because it's something I never explored, right? It's terrifying, it's scary, because I don't know what I'm doing. And like I said, I never thought about putting myself first, because I always felt like there's somebody else who needs me. Like, my dad just told me that he is having his own health problems, right? That he may or may not be sick. And like, they had to do a biopsy and everything. But anyways, when he told me that, the first thing I did afterwards was get upset and angry with his situation, right? Meanwhile, I already told my therapist how I feel. Meanwhile, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm lonely, all this extra stuff. All of that went out the window the moment that my dad said something's wrong with him. Same thing with my boyfriend. He can tell me something's wrong with him, and everything that I feel is out the window because my situation does not matter. But it does. It does, and it should. Because how can I help someone if I'm gone? Right? How can I help someone if the stress takes over me? Ends up killing me. People die from stress. So, who am I to anybody if I'm in the grave? And it's like, it's okay to be selfish, right? And it's okay to say something is wrong. And I'm realizing that now, that something is wrong. Emotionally, mentally, something is wrong. But I'm also excited to see where this process takes me. But I need you to get in touch with your emotional side. Like I said, it's part of the self-care journey. Because you can do everything on the outside. You can have the best nails, the best hair, the best eyebrows, the best lips, the best whatever. But you still won't be able to love yourself if you don't get in touch with the deeper problems that you are facing. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Like, all of that's not going to matter. Because your rooted problems are still there. Undiscovered, untamed, just there. Like, emotionally, we need to put in the work. Whether it's journaling, doing art, whatever it is, we need to be able to express ourselves emotionally. And we need to be okay with expressing ourselves emotionally. And that's something else that I'm working on, is journaling. I have the tendency, if I do journal, it's all negative stuff. It's like everything dark in my mind. And even my therapist was like, that's good, but it's also not good. Because yes, you're getting out your negative thoughts, but then when you go back into your journal, it's nothing but negative thoughts. Like, where's the positivity? Where's the gratefulness? Where's the gratitude? Where's the love, the happiness, all this extra, like, where is all of the positive stuff? If all you read is negativity, that's all that's going to be around you is negativity. So that's another thing I had to work on, is journaling, and journaling more positively. Makes sense, I guess. But like I said, I'm scared. Like, this self-care journey is definitely not going to be an easy one. I don't think it's ever supposed to be easy. And the people that make it look easy, thank you for triggering me. Because I went into the thought that it was easy, and it's not. There's a lot of work behind it. There's a lot of deeper issues that you have to face behind that, and no one tells you that. Like, there's a lot of work behind the scenes. But we'll see how this going to the movies by myself and this journaling goes, because just the thought of doing that is like, whew, you know? So we'll see how this goes. But again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching me ramble. And I hope you do something for yourself emotionally also. Whatever that may be for you, I hope you do it this weekend also. The number one thing I think is best is journaling. At least that's what my therapist tells me, because you can see your growth, in your journals. So start with that. Start off with something small, and maybe maybe do a list of what you notice has changed about you when you got into your relationship or when you got single. Like, I used to be a very outdoorsy person, a very artistic person, a very physical person. Like, I was always outside, always doing art, always dancing, always doing sports. And I noticed over the years with previous boyfriends and stuff like that, I noticed all that changed. And like, it's little things like that. Maybe try to start off with a list of what you notice that has changed, that used to work for you, and go from there. So, baby, we'll see how this goes. But I'm not making any promises because I know how I am. But I gotta go into this with a positive light, right? Self care is emotional care, self care is mental care. We gotta hit even the darkest stuff if we're going to want to grow and have a healthy relationship with ourselves and with others. So I'll check back in with you next week. Love you guys. Bye.